I finally finished the combat patrol stuff and a little bit of extra units for my Salamander army. My latest addition, of course, are these Terminators. I especially love this Gatling dude, which is why I gave him a little flame symbol that you can't see as well on camera. But yeah, and obviously the commander, or however it's called, of this squad with his little cloak. That was a little bit of an experiment. Well, the very first model actually was the Terminator Captain. However, even before that, I had this little guy, which is the model that I used for testing out the Salamander paint scheme. And I tried out the sandpaper from, I think, Eons of Battle. I will once again display the channel right here, in case I forgot. And yeah, I wanted to try that out, had a bit of fun with it. And while I technically can't really field him in 40k, I can field him in one-page rules, of course. But yeah, he's like a sidekick that is just coming along, has not really a function. Yeah, and here we have the Terminator Captain. And I called him Ifrit. And yeah, I wasn't such a big fan of the head. As you can see, he has a custom helmet. This one is once again made by a piece from the Manskewer Bolt Boys from Age of Sigmar. A leftover bit that I glued generously onto a piece of clay that I formed to have the shape of a hat, and then I glued that one on. I think it looks quite cool. It gives him a special, unique helmet, and even though the rest of the model is very samey, that alone makes him stand out. I like to do head swaps in general. What I still need to do is I need to paint the salamander symbols, which up close don't look so good, but from afar they do the job alright. You can kind of see what they're supposed to be. I think I still have these little stickers, or however they're called, transfers. Transfers should be the right name. Next up, of course, we have the Infernus Marines. This type of Space Marine, I really like the design of those. The weapons themselves, they look obviously cool as well, and since they all have flamers, these are all flamer weapons, it just works very well with the salamanders in general. My biggest problem with 40k, or no, I actually don't have this with Age of Sigmar, but mostly with 40k. In every 40k army, I definitely have some units that I really like. I think they look really cool, but then a lot of the other stuff isn't really my taste. Like, for example, in Tyranids, I love these models that are savage, that have claws, and I just think the Termagants and the other units with guns, I just wanna build and paint and play with the things that I like, no matter if it gives me an advantage or something on the tabletop. Back on topic. The Infernus Marines, I really like these. I definitely wanted to have two of them because these are like the standard dudes, and I like to have a little bit of infantry or standard dudes for an army, and now I have 10 of them. These were really cool to paint. I think Space Marines in general are a very good starting point because whatever you do, you just take your base color, put it over everything, and then you make the details, which are, at least in this case, black, gold, silver, red, of course, and Wraithbone for the purity seals, and yeah, that's basically it. And it's just so fun to paint these. One of them obviously is Kitbashed. I can't resist to kitbash at least one model. He too has the sandpaper thing, and I kinda want to give... I still want to give this guy a cape too, but I haven't come around to do that for now. I just didn't feel like doing that at the moment. Maybe I won't even do that. Who knows, maybe I just give him flames instead. But the idea was that I want to give every important character some kind of scales, like I did with my apothecary or with the cape of this librarian, because I want to make it a tradition that every important one in this group had to slay at least one of these dragon-like beings that live on Nocturne. This dude, he is one of the manliest Space Marines. Just look at his face. This is a leftover I had from the Stormcast Eternals Vindictor. It looks quite cool. It's definitely different. I think it would fit more into Space Wolves than anything, but why not? It makes it unique. So next we have a little bit of heresy here. As I told you in an earlier episode, I like to kitbash every free Space Marine model that we get for the miniature of the month from GW stores. I like to kitbash them into character models for Space Marines. The thing with this group is that I want it to be the lore of this group, that they are basically encouraged and sometimes obligated to customize their armor, their weapons. This also includes using, more or less stealing stuff from enemies and fallen brothers of other chapters, companies, etc., and repurpose them. And in this case, well, I guess he just thought this was cool. I think this is very lore inaccurate, but I just thought I make a model that I don't have to pay 30 or 20 euros or however much a character model costs on. And I wanted to make him a little bit crazy and macabre, and yeah, here are spare parts of Snakeman bits from Frostgrave, and he just carries them around like trophies. Doesn't make much sense, but it's the rule of cool. I actually kitbashed a leftover sword from the Vigilers from the Stormcast Eternals, which are the archers. Yeah. I also experimented with Cork to give him a scenic base as a first, and he was the first model out of all of these where tested lava bases, and I'm really happy with the results. This is basically Stirland mod with fitting red, orange and yellow paint on it. And for a long time this was it, until I finally, after months of waiting, I got my hands on the librarian model. I really wanted this model to have some kind of robe or cloak or however you call it. A hood! It's a hood! That's the word. I really wanted this model to have a hood. For this purpose I ordered this bit. I don't know from which model it is, but just for this purpose I ordered this bit. Sadly, I really waited a while for the order of our shed to come in, but this was the time where they had issues. And after a month of waiting, I received the message that they sadly do not have any more in stock, and because of that I wouldn't get my librarian. But thankfully I managed to get a copy when they restocked, and yeah, this is the results. I customized him, of course, because I have waited so long for this model, so I really wanted to have some fun with it. I'm especially proud of this 2D lava base. I think it looks pretty cool, especially from afar. I have yet to replicate this, but maybe I just have to use. I probably used more tones here, wenting a bit more darker at first and then getting gradually more lighter. Yeah. I gave him once again. This is a bit from the Griffin Rider, the Lord Equilur from the Stormbringers, from the Stormcast Eternals, once again from Stormbringer. I tried a little bit of green stuff with scales and stuff. That sadly didn't work out as well, but it's alright. It still is a nice little detail that will make him stand out on the table. I definitely went too thick with these. I should have done smaller ones and maybe just carved in some with my knife. Lastly, I added another blade. This was a leftover bit from the Snakemans again from Frostgrave. And I wanted to have this. I just wanted to give him a little blade. I wanted to have him another option for close combat. And this blade, I wanted to make it a bit heated because I don't know if this gun that he has here can shoot flames, but he is a space wizard. He, if anything, as a salamander mage, he will cast fire, right? So this thing is going to get burned or very hot at some. Now, I also didn't get my Terminators from the Combat Patrol magazine because they were always sold out, and many others encountered this issue too. Everyone that wanted to get the Terminators from Hachette, they either only had one or the other issue of Combat Patrol in their local stores, but never both of them. That was pretty sad. Yeah, this was a set that was divided in two, and I think only one of them has the bases, and I kinda dislike that. I like it more when Stormbringer just gave you the whole squad in one package and only the bigger models were split up, but yeah, we would see. I hope they don't split up too much in the Spearhead magazine. This was, as I said, the last squad that I made, and you could actually see the whole process from when they were still grey and I primed them and kitbashed at least the one guy in the middle. Seeing them as they are now is a nice little checkpoint. Again, I really like how this guy turned out. Just very simple addition here, but it really makes a difference, adding just these two small details with the axe and the cloak. And obviously this here is my favorite sculpt of the bunch. Just this huge Gatling. I hope he has some cool rules, but even if he doesn't, I will still love him. And here lastly, I did finish them simultaneously, but he was technically done first. My Apothecary. I might have to repaint the drill up here a little bit, because it fell off again. But this time I used Citadel's plastic glue and wood glue, and I think now it holds. I hope, at least. Again, this is once more a miniature of the month. This was the one... It's pretty recently. It's from a Space Wolf kill team. I don't know if it is a kill team, but it is a Space Wolf. And again, this group uses armor from different chapters. Rebuilds them, repaints them, all this stuff. I don't know if that works. I saw a video where they basically made it so that one dude that becomes a Space Marine, I think they are now permanently attached to the bodies, these armors, but I don't know. It's kind of cool not to know what this is all about, but I think it actually doesn't really limit anything if you don't know much. If anything, it makes you a lot more curious, kind of like the time where you were kids. I probably don't want to be as lore accurate in anything. I'm especially proud of this lamp. It is made of two parts. One from a Terminator, as you can see here. But I think it's a... No, it should be the same part. It has three... Or has it only two lights? Well, whatever. It's from a Terminator body. And then this bit is actually... This bigger yellow lamp camera is actually from a rat ogre from Scaventide. It's probably something that you actually need to click in place in a body, but separated, it just had the perfect shape for this kind of thing. The cable is from Sisters of Battle box, and it is attached to a drill from an Arcanaut, or however you call them, from Caradons, the floating dwarves from Age of Sigmar. And the same goes for the arm. It is a little bit small and looks a little bit weird, but the weapon was just so suitable. Like, this dude is a doctor. I could have, but I kind of didn't want to attach more cables and more weapons and stuff, because the original apothecary has also a little mechanical arm to grab stuff and so on and on. But he's like kind of a doctor. He has the drill to drill holes, and why not have a saw to saw limbs? Also added a little bit of green stuff, scales here that don't really add much, but the cloak works a bit better. You actually don't really see the cloak, but again, a small little detail. And then we also have this little scroll here, which is also from the Battle Sisters book, and a little bit of cord. So yeah, there you have it. Ifrit's squad, or however a group of Space Marines is called. So far so good. The original Space Marine or Ultramarine Comet Patrol. But if you remember the start of the series, I also said that I wanted the Battle Sisters to fight alongside the Salamanders. So before I can really call this finished, I need to paint those as well. And then there's also the Novitiates kill team that my friend begs me to paint because he wants to play kill team with me. But we will see what the future holds.